Good afternoon. My name is Dominic Joseph Spalding, and I will be discussing the possible effects of the Keystone pipeline. The Keystone pipeline is made by TransCanada, and it would approximately carry 830,000 barrels of tar sand oil from Alberta, Canada, to more than 2,000 miles across the United States to the Gulf Coast. The pipeline would cross 6 American states, including Montana, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. This can provide over 42,000 jobs, but these jobs are only temporary, so when it's being built, then the jobs are done. Both mining and process of the tar sand involve a variety of environmental impacts, such as global warming and greenhouse gas emissions, disturbance of the mine land, and impacts on wildlife and air and water quality. The topics today I'm going to go over are the greenhouse gases, primarily from the tar sands, climate changes, potential spills of oil, and potential effects on geology, soils, and other biological resources, such as the vegetation, the fish, and the wildlife. Greenhouse gas emissions from the proposed project. The project would approximately emit 0.24 metric tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. These emissions would pretty much be from the construction vehicles, equipment, and land clearing methods. During the operations of the actual pipeline, approximately 1.44 million metric tons of CO2 would be emitted into the air, primarily due to the electricity used for the pump station power, fuel for the vehicles, and aircraft maintenance and inspections. Climate change. Oh, never mind, it's not yet. There we go. Climate change. During the operational time period of Keystone Pipeline, many climate changes are anticipated to occur, such as warmer summers, warmer winters, and overall shorter winters, which could lead to longer summers and overall increased hot days. This climate change could affect water resources, wetlands, terrestrial vegetation, fisheries, and endangered species, and can also contribute to air quality impacts, causing associated stresses with wildlife. There we go. Oil spills. They can cause a major impact, resulting in natural resources being skewed, pretty much being destroyed, such as the groundwater, impacts on soil, vegetation, wildlife, and surface water along the path that the oil flows. With a larger spill, it's pretty much the same as a medium-sized spill, except when the oil seeps into the ground and the soil cannot hold enough, the oil goes right back up to the surface, and it can go into roadside drainages, sewers, and drainage ditches, and it can cause problems for rivers, soil, and wildlife in general, pretty much the rivers and the shorelines mostly, because pretty much what happens is when that tar sand goes into the water, it can sediment in there and then slowly release off the oils, which can contaminate the whole entire river, and it can also cause just environmental problems for pretty much the fish and just for all the wildlife living inside that said river. This right here is a spill scenario. It's pretty much saying, what if a spill occurred, or what if a spill happened in the pipeline? And these are pretty much the frequencies over there and the percentages. You can see that small spills are most likely to happen 79% of the time, medium spills are supposed to happen 17% of the time, and large spills 4% of the time. Pretty much we want to try to avoid a large spill just because it might be one of the huge disasters, as you know. Huge mess, but small spills around 2,100 gallons each time. It frequently happens from just a scenario standpoint, though. My closing argument is overall the pipeline would be a good source of energy, but in general, it would just be bad for our environment just because of the greenhouse gases. I know it says on the slide it would be a bad source of energy, as in the bad source as from emissions, but overall it is a good source of energy. But there are better ways. There are growing renewable resources such as hydroelectric, photovoltaic systems, and wind energy that could be a better alternative. We just have to keep pushing for it and keep getting better with it. I'm Dominic Joseph Spalding. Hope you liked my presentation. Thank you.